All right, we have a couple of women joining us in the studio, and today is International Day for Women, and so it's
International Women's Day. Get right.
Okay, International Women's Day.
Thank you.
Whether it is the state of Osun or Osun State, it is a state in Nigeria.
Please.
All right, we have SWAN, and this is Shea Women Association of Nigeria. Now we have three of them in the studio, and sincerely, who else could we have join us on this show? Mrs. Mobola Sego is the president, and Miss Ifeamaka Umeke is the Secretary General, and we have Mrs. Toyin Oniro, Public Relation Officer. So we have the head, and we have the hand, and then we have the mouth joining us in the studio. And so we have them here with us in the studio. Tolu.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
All right, today is International Women's Day, not Day for Women, as they would like to tell you, because it is not simply a state in Osun. But today is International Women's Day, and the theme is Press for Progress. And you guys represent an organization of women that are working in, some might think it's a typical male-dominated area, agriculture, farming, and things like that. So what are some of the experiences you've had in trying to make your businesses work and trying to, have conversations and push further and make a success of the things you're doing? Let me start with you.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Congratulations, women. Today's a good day for us, isn't it?
Definitely. You did not bring cake since it's a good day.
Yes, it is.
Since we're celebrating,
Is my wife not a woman? Oh, she is. So we celebrate her today.
All right. We're here to basically talk about the International Women's Day, talking about women and the challenges, the progress we've made as women in Nigeria, actually. I believe in the Shea Industry. We, as SWAN, we've tried in the past to focus on the locals, the rural women, processing shea nuts into butter. But in the process of doing this, we found out that a lot of our women are being neglected. We have people in charge of the association who are men. So for that reason, they don't understand how the women are being oppressed. So being women and starting this organization, where we're focusing on empowering the locals, as in the rural women, who we know for years, without them, today we will not have shea butter. They've been, should I say, an encouragement for SWAN and for a lot of women in the shea industry. Without them today, as we talk about shea in our industry, as they talk about shea all over the world, honestly, we won't have all of that. If you go into the villages, especially where we operate at the moment in Oyo State, if you go into those villages and you see the women processing shea butter, you'll be amazed at the kind of energy they put into this processes. And in knowing that it takes a lot from them to do this, we started thinking of a way out for these women to make it easier. So honestly, if it had been done years back, today Nigeria would be on top of the shea industry. But we're hopeful, because even in Nigeria of today, we see a lot of women coming on top, being leaders in different organizations, and that is helping even our industry so far. We believe very strongly that as this organization gets to the next level, the women also will move up on the ladder. There will be better life for these women. There will be better life, better education for their children. A lot will go on in that industry, especially the agri-industry. The agri-industry, as you know, is dominated by men. But most of the, should I say, most of the work,
the small-scale farmers are women.
It's being done by women.
Yeah.
So we need to encourage the women in the industry. We need to encourage our women in the top agencies, the government agencies, so that as we encourage them and show forth what women can do, then the men too will come on board and know that as you give a male child maybe 100,000 naira, then you give the female child 100,000 naira. So we're able to match each other. No, well, it's not a competition, by the way. It's just to say that, you know what, we appreciate you for what you've been doing all these years. We appreciate the fact that you're a mother to us. We appreciate the fact that you're a wife taking care of our children. We appreciate the fact that when we're in our workplace, we're doing the same job and we should get the same kind of salary. So today we celebrate women. We say thank you, our mothers, our aunties, our workers who are female members, women all over the world.
All right, so let me also come to Tony now. She said it, and the question I would ask is also a question I think it was Dakwa I heard ask off air sometime before. Is it necessary? Why can't you just be part of the Shea Association of Nigeria? Is it necessary for there to be a separate association for women? Must women have a separate association for female lawyers? Must they have a separate association for female architects, for female doctors? You see, I said it. But is it necessary? Do those associations really need to come into play if we are looking to be treated as equals and be given an equal playing field?
Okay, great question, and good morning and happy International Women's Day to everybody. As you've said it may not necessarily feel like an industry that you would like to partition women separately, just like in any other sector. However, in the Shea industry, it is only and predominantly women that are doing the work.
And why?
This is the question.
Yes.
The women are, as we said, they are the shea collectors. They are those that are processing the products until it gets to more or less the hands of the likes of us, who we manufacture the cosmetics, and many also use the product in catering, in food. So basically, since the women are the ones that are doing the work, should they not be the ones that are rewarded? Should they not be the ones that are promoted and that are emphasized? For years, as my colleague has said, men have been at the forefront. They have been the ones that they get the recognition. However, in the rural setting, it's the females that are doing the work. For this reason, we believe that we need to highlight this. We need to give the women their dues, give them their own basically spotlight, and allow them to have fair pay, to have adequate working conditions, where they are given more or less the platform that men are given in other industries. So yes, we believe that it's highly important that the women are given their own platform, so to speak.
I think to a very large extent you sounded like the battle is actually to the strong, and to be very sincere with you, I think having created a playing level for competition, I don't think there's a struggle, or there should be a struggle for relevance here. I think this is just all about a cry for relevance. This is, if the women, we have the indicator when we were talking, and she's like, see, just go take your place. I think to a very large extent, because your place is there. Nobody is occupying it. It's not like a man is occupying both spaces, because we can't really do that. Do you understand? Okay, maybe we'll just quickly take comment from Amaka Umeke, the PRO of SWAN. Now, my question to you is, how then, since your advocacy, how then as women fared in the shea butter industry?
How women have fared in the shea butter industry? Okay. Good morning, everyone, and again, happy International Women's Day. How have women fared in the shea butter industry? As we've heard, a lot of the backbone of the shea industry is really the local women, the rural women, and so far, especially in Nigeria, we haven't had fair trade. They're not fairly compensated for the amount of labor that goes into processing the shea, and it is very, very hard work. I've seen it done in at least 2 countries now. It's extremely hard work, even with machinery, and a lot of them are not even mechanized. This is a shea that comes into our cosmetics, that gets exported out, and some of us use it for baking, some use it for cooking. For that kind of back-breaking work, I think that they need to be fairly compensated, and that's the reason why we have SWAN. So with SWAN, we are women representing women, because we're the only ones that can really truly understand what their pains are, the men may try to understand, but they cannot really truly understand as much as a woman would. And that is why we have SWAN.
Really very interesting.
So,
really
do you think things like this have to be replicated then? In because Indy said the same thing. Men may not fully understand what it's like. When we talk about representation, all I remember a lot of the times is seeing President Donald Trump surrounded by old white men signing legislation that has to do with female bodies,
Absolutely.
and not a single female was there. And when we talk about representation, how can a man sit down and tell me what to do with my body when he's never had a period?
Absolutely.
And he may never carry a child, and he may never have to face, well, he's never going to have to face menopause
Now
and things
you
like
are
that.
talking. Tolu is talking now. Yes.
Excuse
that's
me, I was not talking before.
no. As in, you know.
So when we talk about representation, the things everybody likes the quote. It's the person who wears the shoe that pinches. It's the person who wears the shoe that knows where it pinches. But when women want to tell you that you may not fully understand how it's affecting me as a woman, they want to tell you, no, don't worry, we're representing your interests. Do you really think our interests are represented? Whether it's on a local scale, whether it's in church or the mosque, whether it's in the community meetings, and whether it's at the politics level where you make legislation that can affect how girls go to school, legislation that can affect whether people who are raped or molested have to carry children to full term if they don't want them. Do you think our interests are truly represented in Nigeria as Nigerian women?
Not unless we are there. I feel like, as we've said before, the men cannot sit in these positions and, make decisions for the women, put legislation in place for the women. I mean, for example, we have the ladies who are the shea nut collectors, and they're being raped by the herdsmen. Nothing is being done.
Wow.
And they're doing it for, as we said, the benefit of the mainstream. This is a huge product which is being exported out. Billions of dollars, billions of naira is being generated from it. However, it does not fall into the hands of those who need it and those who fairly deserve it. For years, Nigeria has put most of the focus on the oil export, and we're neglecting that we have so much natural resources here. And now this is a time. I feel this is a great time to be a woman. We're making headway, we're making progress. We have great females in positions, notable positions, such as our finance minister, our minister for industry, trade and investment, that's Aisha Abubakar. We're doing great things, but only with the support of our brothers. We are not saying that it's a competition. We're not saying that we need to fight. We're just saying that we need to be fairly rewarded and fairly acknowledged for what we put in.
I think this is a fantastic place to end. This conversation can go on. We're going to end up with an argument eventually. But, it's a fantastic way to end this conversation. We have to say a very big thank you to Mobola, Ifeamaka, as well as Tony for joining us. A big thank you as well to Indicator, who joined us over the phone lines. And it is International Women's Day. And while many may think, what is it that women are really fighting for? Ask a woman around you exactly how her life has been, living not just in Nigeria, but living as a woman. There are many, many things that make life difficult as a Nigerian. Compound that by being a female in Nigeria. Right. Ask. Don't assume. Just ask. And if you don't want to ask, Google is your friend. Find out. Use Google. Do not make comments today of all days that come from a place of assumption. Learn.
Ignorance.
Thank you. You're my friend. We have to go. It's time for the headlines.